How about funding? Tell me about where would the money come from, and I guess what's been the delay in funding for this project?
Well, to date, the funding has been 100% federal during this study phase. We've spent $650,000 studying the problem and coming up with this solution. What we have now is a project cost. We put cost estimates to this project, and we're at $21 million for the construction of this project right now. Under the CAP program that we are in, there is a federal limit to how much the Corps can put forward to a particular project. For Section 206, which this project's under, that is $5 million. So if we were to move forward under the CAP program, the city, LSU, and BREC would have to come up with the remaining $16 million for construction. How that would be divided would be, they would have to decide that. They would have to work together and decide they could do it all in thirds. Somebody could pay half. It would really be up to them. But if we stay in the CAP program, the Corps can only bring $5 million. So they would have to be responsible for the remaining $16 million.
Okay, and what's the status on that?
We're still working on it. I know the cost is a little more than what they would like to spend. I know they've said their funding issue, they have funding issues in other areas now. So at this point, we are waiting to see if we're going to stay in the CAP program. We do have another option, that is to move this project into what's called our General Investigations Program. That is where your more traditional projects take place, your civil works projects. If we were to move it into that program, the cost share would differ. There is no cap to what the Corps could bring to the project. We could actually pay, it ends up being around 65% of the construction cost. So in that case, the city, LSU, and BREC would only be responsible for around $8 million of the construction cost. The trade-off in that is, under the CAP program, we have a standing congressional authorization to move into construction. So what that means is we can finish the study, get it approved, and move right into our design and implementation phase, which is where the construction takes place. If we were to move it into the General Investigations Program, while you do get that favorable cost share, we must receive congressional authorization before we can move into construction. And that comes with the Water Resource Development Act bill. And you really don't know when that can happen. So you're trading off kind of time for money. And that's where the sponsors are kind of weighing their options to see if which path they would like to move forward with. And that's where we stand now, waiting to see which way to move forward.